Well,
But this is also, and I just hopped on here, but this is the remnants of Beryl that's moving through, and when you have, it's unlike the typical cold front, warm front moving through the area. But there was over 100 tornado warnings issued, Texas, Louisiana, that area yesterday.
yes.
It was active down there. It's active here today in our area and region.
Well, right now we're looking at it. This is the relative velocity on the right side. On the left side is your standard view of radar, and we're looking at things in multiple ways here. One thing that I'm looking at is base here. Base doesn't show as much, but it's still there's a little bit here about north of Springfield, just south of Rapture,
Yes.
that is lighting up. Also to the southwest of Poseyville, northwest of Wadesville, and southwest of Rapture. And I'll draw what I'm talking about here. It's in that area right there on your screen that I'm drawing. That's area that you need to be on the lookout for.
Mm-hmm.
And not saying there aren't any other tornado warnings on the map. Right now, for our area, the only one really in area is that Posey County warning. And I expect that to get Gibson County added. Maybe a portion of Wabash County, because the way that storm is kind of tracking a little bit might catch the city of Mount Carmel. Just to prepare you. Not that we're saying it's going to, but there is certainly that possibility.
By the way, again, regarding that tornado warning for Posey County, again, this is confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado. This was reported at 4:37. Was located near Blairsville, 8 miles north of Mount Vernon, moving north at 25 miles per hour. It was moving north at 30, but it has slowed down a little bit. But this storm has had a history of producing a large tornado. And again, this is a PDS situation for Posey County. Again, Poseyville, New Harmony, Blairsville, Cynthiana as well. As this cell continues, and it looks like, let me see here. I'm just thinking here. We talked about Poseyville. We talked about State Route 66, and they just updated it actually. How about that? Since I just talked about it. Well, here's the updated information. Again, tornado warning remains in effect until 5 o'clock for southwestern Gibson, northeastern Posey counties. At 4:48, a confirmed tornado was located near Poseyville, 14 miles north of Mount Vernon, moving north at 25 miles per hour. It is a damaging tornado, and it is confirmed by the public. And so, Poseyville, Cynthiana, around 4:55. Also, Griffin, opposite side of just north of I-64 there too. For I-64 in Indiana, between mile markers 5 and 17. You're also looking at State Route 66 that's in that area, but also State Route 68. Talked about I-64 earlier. And even like Gibson County, I would definitely keep an eye on this if I'm over at Gibson County. I look at Owensville, Johnson, where right now we're near where the Gibson County radar site is located at in that area. Cynthiana as well. Again, just be ready. If you know someone over in that area, please let them know. Call them up on the phone, text them. I texted someone who I know that lives over in Wadesville area, and I did send some radar screenshots and said, hey, this is coming your way.
Well, one thing we'll do is I'm going to show you that just to the west of Owensville and just south of Johnson, there's this thing called a Doppler dead zone. And basically what that means is that's where the radar site is.
Yep.
And there's a little bit of dead space. And this storm is starting to get close to that dead space. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to actually shoot out of the Paducah radar to get this because of that location. And we're switching to it now. And now this is going to be from the backside. You're not going to see as much. This is going to be about the best shot we get because with the Gibson County radar, impacted by this situation, it's not going to be the best of situations. And you're going to notice color differences, but very dark, very light, right next to each other. That's not a good sign when you're looking. So around Rapture, Poseyville, this looks to be just west of Poseyville. And I would say mile marker 9 or 10 be my best guess. Maybe 11. And this might go around.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to go into western Gibson County. There's probably going to have to be a new tornado warning. And also,
Yeah.
if you look just north of Crossville, very similar situation. If you look on the, but I can't tell. I'm looking more at the inflow outflow from radar at Paducah. I'm seeing darks and lights, not in the sense of where we have for Poseyville and Rapture,
Mm-hmm.
but just northeast of Crossville. This would be along Route 1 near the truck stops.
Yeah, I see it right there too. Right about where 64 and Highway 1.
And there's no warning on that.
No, there's not, but definitely something to keep an eye on there. And even picking it up on the Gibson County radar site of what you were just talking about. By the way, an update on that Posey County storm. Train spotter did confirm tornado on the ground. He was located about 6 miles east-southeast of New Harmony, Indiana. So he's got that was about 440, but
Yeah,
still.
there's the I just saw the
Yeah.
polygon pop up of confirmed tornado, and this was about in the area where we were talking a few moments ago that if there is one, it was right there.
Exactly.
So that lines up with Rapture, and Poseyville lines up with this line. I'm going to put a track on this, and we're going to go north at 25, which would put it into Wabash County, potentially. So
Mm-hmm.
this is going to be a very short track just because of the drawing. Hickory Ridge at 504, Crawleyville 509, Skelton 519. I'm gonna time this out a little more. I'm going to throw Mount Carmel into this because I certainly think there's a chance Mount Carmel gets this. Also, maybe Lawrenceville and Vincennes.
If it makes it that far, that
If
is.
it does, but
If.
it's very, very, and now the rotation making some changes.
Tell you what, Doppler radar is where it's at,
Oh yeah,
and it's just southwest of Poseyville, right about the state route 165.
yeah. So that would be not very far from.
The high school.
Yeah, that would be North Posey High School in that area,
Yeah, it would be.
and that means this is kind of tracking to the northeast now a little bit, but that still might catch Mount Carmel, Owensville, and will quickly cross into Knox County. So
Mm-hmm.
those that might be in southern Knox County need to be prepared. Not that we have a big Knox County, Indiana audience here, but certainly something to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put a track on that. I'm going to put it just to the east of Mount Carmel, but this gets us up into Lawrence County. This is going at 25.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Puts it in Mount Carmel at 534. Friendsville at 548. Allendale 553. San Barons Corner at 603. St. Francisville 605. And you're seeing something else.
Yeah, Gibson County radar site. I'm still on it. It's really picked up.
Yes, I'm seeing that too.
Yeah,
And that is just south of Poseyville.
it is. Yeah.
So that would be maybe near the Red Wagon. Maybe, just south of the Red Wagon. This would be downtown.
Yeah,
And it's a beautiful downtown area there.
it is.
So if you have friends and family down in Poseyville that are watching this, they need to be hunkered down now. New
Yes.
tornado warning just came out for Gibson County, portions of Wabash County. Now we're into our coverage area. And The National Weather Service at Paducah has issued a tornado warning for western Gibson County, south central Wabash, northeastern Posey County until 5:30 Central at 4:55. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado near Poseyville, 13 miles west of Fort Branch, moving north at 30. This tornadic thunderstorm will be mainly over rural areas, but will include Keensburg, includes I-64 in Indiana between mile markers 6 and 14. So they're going radar indicated on that new tornado warning, yet there's still an observed tornado on the ground been reported in Posey County.
Well, unless if it's, lifted back up, but I would treat it as if it's the real thing, given its history.
Yeah, the history of it says be on the lookout, and this appears that it's going to be just west of the radar site that it passes.
Yeah.
But that also puts it in line with Duke Energy's Gibson Generating Station,
Yep.
the biggest coal-fired power plant in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And that power plant delivers power to a lot of Indiana counties. That could severely impact the power grid. Just to give you an idea, as this continues to move north, still not seeing as much of a signature there.
Yeah, it just lifted, not lifted, but moved north of Poseyville, right about I-64.
Yes.
About the State Route 68 area. And right now you're going to be traveling over rural areas of Gibson County, but Johnson, Owensville, they would be the next in line to get this. And even State Route 65, which connects, State Route 64 in Indiana and heads on down to Owensville. And that's a pretty
well-traveled
road, yeah.
It is. And also, as mentioned, it gets into Keensburg, which is part of the Wayne County now coverage area for severe weather down in Wabash County. So, and with that polygon, it means Mount Carmel could be in the line of this too.
Could be, potentially. We'll see, though, how the storm is. Does it continue to strengthen? Does it weaken? But so far, though, it's kind of it's cycling up and down velocity-wise.
Well, this isn't our typical severe weather situation either, because this is the remnants of Hurricane Beryl.
Mm-hmm.
As right now we're seeing greens and reds together. It's not as on the high res.
Yeah, I'm at the Paducah site for that.
Yeah, Paducah may give you a better idea here.
Yeah, it's right between like Poseyville and Stewartsville on the Paducah side, but we're also getting to be the outer fringe of it. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm seeing it here. It's northeast of Poseyville and Stewartsville. This is near, this would be northeast of Cynthiana almost. Egg Harbor.
Yeah.
Hickory Ridge area. So this means it was, at this point, it would have crossed I-64, I do believe.
By the way, guys, leave us a comment as well. Thanks for tuning in and watching our coverage on Wayne County Now. I'm Derek Dunn, Dustin Fuller alongside. Leave us a comment in the chat. If you guys have any questions about the storms at all, we'll try to get to them as well. Or because I know we've had people ask before, like, for their family members and friends, those that may be in the path of the storm, can you give us like an update, that sort of thing? We'll be glad to do that for you. But also I noticed too, Dustin, it seems like when you look at the tornado warning that was, just issued, part of the Keensburg, Owensville area, you kind of notice how it's kind of shifted a little bit, a little bit more to the northeast edge, just northeast. So,
right.
And that's something that, that can happen when you have a storm like this, especially with be any storm really. I thought that was interesting. Now they just dropped that one, so that one was allowed to expire. But now there's been a new update on it as it's approaching just to the west of Cynthiana there, pretty much along State Route 168, where the reds and the greens are matching up with it. Egg Harbor area, getting close to the Gibson County radar site, where we'll have a little bit of that radar dead spot. But again, if I'm over in Johnson, Owensville, and even go to that, the Gibson generating station area. If you know someone that's traveling on State Route 64, even even Highway 15, maybe they're, heading over to Mount Carmel, or maybe they're, traveling. Whoever, if you know someone who's doing that, please tell them about it, because this is a storm that's produced some pretty big tornadoes.
That it has it, and right now, the best thing I can tell you is I'm looking north of Poseyville, south of Egg Harbor, and we're seeing things light up on the radar just a little bit with inflow outflow. As green is heading towards, red is away from the radar site, and when you have them together, that is not a pretty sight, unless you like that type of weather.
Would also like to mention we're still underneath the tornado watch until 11 p.m. as well. And we have I'm not really seeing anything to the southwest. I may see a few rain showers over in the Carbondale area, but nothing severe. Right now in Fairfield, looks like over in the Barnhill Mill Shoals area, got some moderate to heavy rain coming through, but not severe. So far, the only severe storm in our coverage area is for portions of northern Posey County into southern Gibson County and the southeastern part of Wabash County. But still, though, can't rule out, again, the wind has really kicked up here this afternoon based on the rain and storms in the area.
Well, and we're going to try to get you a 3D scan of this here, if I can get a good 3D shot here. I won't be able to get it with the high res, I don't believe, but I can get it with reflectivity, and this is extended 3D. Taking a look at it now, let's go volumetric, and just see if we can get some cloud top information on this.
Like the velocity's picked up a little bit. Just right before it hits that radar dead zone spot.
Well, and one thing I'm noticing, these storm cloud tops are not very high.
Really not.
I mean, the highest we've seen is about 34.
Mm-hmm. You mean 34 miles?
34,000 feet.
Oh, 34,000 feet. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So
I knew it in 34 miles.
34 miles, that puts it in space there.
It would be.
That would put it into orbit.
Yes.
Because I believe, if you've paid enough attention in Earth science, 32 miles is the distance between the ground and the end of the atmosphere.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So,
all right.
Mathematically, 34 miles would put it into outer space.
Okay, gotcha.
34,000 feet's about 7 miles, no?
This under 7.
Under 5 miles.
Miles 5,280 feet.
Yeah, my quick math was not working with me
it's
very
all right.
well.
I understand. I get it. But I'll tell you what, this storm, it's traveled quite a way. And I just think, when it was over in the Mount Vernon, Indiana area, we kind of seen it with this a little bit, how the velocity data has been kind of up and down with it a little bit. Like it's kind of cycled back down and cycled back up. And that is, you will find that with storms that produce, funnel clouds and tornadoes is, sometimes, it's like the velocity kind of goes down with them. It's not always consistent. But this one right here has lasted quite a while since it was over in the Sturgis, Kentucky area. It's made its way up here, so it's traveled quite a way. But has it really been consistent in terms of staying on the ground? I don't think so. But it has produced, tornadoes that, I've seen footage of them look pretty good size on video that I've seen. And it looks like it's observed. So here's an update on that. Tornado warning remains in effect until 5:30 for south central Wabash, southwestern Gibson, and northeastern Posey counties. At 5:04, a confirmed tornado was located near Poseyville or 10 miles west of Fort Branch, moving north at 25 miles per hour. Weather spotters confirm a tornado still on the ground, and it is causing damage. So it looks like Keensburg is listed here and the location is impacted, but the way it looks, I don't see this making a turn toward Keensburg. I don't. I see it more impacting, Johnson in that area right there, which is where I think the
Very
Wig
close
meets
to the
us.
very close to the radar site.
Yeah, so it's going to be close to that. I know DeWitt meets is over at Johnson. Owensville, it's going to be a close call for them. It's going to be mainly traveling a rural area, but I would say, State Route 64, which is just barely in the tornado-worn polygon area, but between Mount Carmel and Lyles Station, and even the Owensville turnoff as well, I would definitely be hunkered down, or if you know someone that's traveling on that stretch of road, give them a heads up about it.
Gibson Station.
Yes,
Gibson Generating Station. You need to be... I believe the tornado safe zone at Gibson Station is the mezzanine level, if my memory's correct. And I'm only going from information that I was given by a former employee that I was related to that worked there years ago. She's no longer with us now, but that's the way it used to be, is they would go to the mezzanine level.
Okay.
So if you can find the mezz level, it's in the older part of the plant.
Yep.
So, but it's been at least 15 years since I've been in the building.
Yeah. I've seen it, but I've never been there. But I know that, Mount Carmel, go back a couple of years ago, had that EF2 that went right through there on the south side. And so, in this case here, if I'm over in Mount Carmel, I'd definitely be keeping an eye on this East Mount Carmel. Even those on Highway 15 on the Illinois side, Wabash County. And also Route 1, Route 1 coming up through there too. So, so even though it's north of I-64, but for the highways, State Route 65, State Route 64 on the Indiana side, Highway 1 in Illinois, Highway 50 on the Illinois side, I'd definitely be keeping an eye on this. It's not going to hit Fort Branch. It's west of Fort Branch already. I don't see it making that right-hand hook toward Princeton. But definitely if I'm Mount Carmel, Gibson County Generating Station, Owensville, Johnson, I'd definitely be keeping an eye on this.
Well, and Weather Service officials are actually worried as well. It's going to be very close to that Gibson County radar site.
Yeah, it is.
And, I mean, it's going to go right by that Doppler dead zone.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have an area that we're going to have to go out of Paducah or Indianapolis on. Indianapolis may be the cleaner of the shots.
Could be, or Louisville maybe, but they're kind of dealing with the storm right now in that area too.
They've got storms in their area. I'm going to go out of Indianapolis for a second, see what we get.
I'm looking at Louisville real quick. We're just on the outer edge of Louisville.
Picking up something on Indianapolis. It's not very good.
Yeah.
Paducah may be the best bet here.
Maybe.
So
but we're also getting the outer edge too of it.
Yeah, we're on the. Yeah, Paducah is very outer edge, but I'm getting the couplet on Paducah.
Okay.
Large tornado on the ground in Owensville. That is reported on National Weather Service chat. So.
Okay.
It is in the Owensville area, and that would line up with what I'm seeing right in here.
Yep. Agreed.
Bit right there. So, granted, as we've mentioned, we're not going to get very much information from the Owensville radar site, and that's just because of it's just right to the west. There's the couplet.
Whoa.
That's as good of a shot as you're ever going to see on radar because it's right there.
Oh my gosh.
That is. Yeah, I'm taking a screenshot of that.
I am too, my friend, because that. The time I've tracked this storm, that's the best couplet I've seen of it all day. I mean.
And I mean that is a textbook, and there's the notch right there, on the.
Wow.
So, let me get a track on this. This is going to the, I believe, 25 north. So let me put it, because I'm of the belief that it's going to mainly be on the eastern side of the storm. It's going to stay out of Wabash County, but Knox County is going to end up having to go under a tornado warning. Portions of Wabash County and probably Lawrence County.
Yeah.
So this is going to turn into a situation. 3 different tornado warnings are going to come out because it's 3 different weather service offices.
Yeah.
You're going to have Indianapolis. This is where Indianapolis, Paducah, and
Oh, wow.
and Lincoln make that call.
And that may have a debris ball in it, too.
Yes, I was just seeing that too. Let's go to correlation coefficient. That will.
I see.
It's not showing much that I'm seeing there on that.
If there's anything, it'd be southwest of Johnson, where that black and blue is. Maybe. Like directly west of the radar site, but man, I don't know. It's just so close to the radar. It's kind of, well, okay, just updated.
Let's go, yeah, tilt 2 shows it west of Johnson. That is something.
That looks scary to me, dude.
Let me go tilt 2 high res. There. Ooh.
Oh, look, yeah.
That's tilt 2 on high res.
Whoa.
Whoa. That is eerily close
To
to
Johnson.
the radar. That's north of Johnson.
Yeah.
But if you're at Gibson Station, you need to be in the MES level now.
Mm-hmm.
386-4000 if you know anyone at the switchboard over there.
Oh, they just updated it. Okay, tornado warning still in effect till 5:30 for central Wabash and south central Gibson counties. At 5:10, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Owensville, or 9 miles south of Mount Carmel, moving north at 30 miles per hour. This is a PDS warning. So again, public confirmed tornado. It's still causing damage on the ground. It keeps chugging to the north. And so it's going to be traveling over mainly rural areas of central Wabash and south central Gibson counties. But again, this is an extremely large and dangerous tornado on the ground. And I want to mention here too, even though it's going to be traveling over a rural area, but I'm looking at State Route 64. I'm looking at that highway and even at the Owensville turnoff. So right between, if you had to kind of pencil in, and Dust, I know you could do the tracker, I would say anywhere from between Mount Carmel and that Owensville turnoff. That would be the area that I think where that tornado is going to be passing through, somewhere within there. We can actually kind of key in on that a little bit.
Okay, let me get that
Oh, sure.
data put up here. I'm going to go 25.
It said 30, but we can do 30
Oh,
if you
it's
want.
going 30 now?
30, yeah. It's sped up just barely, but
Okay. East Mount Carmel 527, Mount Carmel at 530, Orville 537, Patton 538, 542 at Little Rock on that track. Let's go back to high res. Let's go see if we can get anything tilt 2. A little bit there. A little bit of that ball that you mentioned earlier.
yeah, a little debris ball. You can definitely see it right there.
I'm seeing it in tilt 3,
Mm-hmm.
tilt 4.
Yeah, it's, if that isn't, that's proof. I mean,
Yeah. Proof is in the pudding.
exactly. And when you have a supercell like this one where it has that debris ball, it's just not a good sign. And unfortunately, that's what we're seeing here. And it seems like the storm has just continued to, probably the strongest it's been all day. Possibly, I just say possibly, but it has caused some damage already. But man, I'll be curious to see the damage reports over in Johnson, Owensville area. And those folks over there, we won't know for a while at least, but hopefully we may hear reports soon.
All I could say is, wow.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Wow. So weird. I was just in that area over the weekend. I was in an area pretty close, and I never would have thought there would be a large tornado moving through that area. Because I traveled that State Route 64 up to Mount Carmel, then hit Highway 15. So,
and that's still producing a very, very strong signature.
yeah.
And
It just, every time you see a debris ball, it's just scary to look at. And you hope and pray it lifts up quickly. But also, too, I look at that line to the west. I'm kind of hoping it collides with it. Because then you could cut off the outflow to it. And they just extended it. Okay.
Yep, there's the new warning.
Yep.
And I imagine we're going to see subsequent warnings.
Yeah.
That does get into Knox County. There's the new warning for Knox County, too.
Also, Wabash County, Mount Carmel in that tornado warned polygon.
So, okay. Let's read the warning information. National Weather Service in Indianapolis, a severe thunderstorm or a tornado warning for southwestern Knox County until 7 Eastern. As of 6:14, confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado near Owensville, 8 miles south of Mount Carmel, moving north at 30. This is a PDS situation. Take cover now. And I believe it's similar information out of Gibson County and Wabash County. Northeastern Wabash, central Gibson until 5:45, 5:15. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado near Owensville or 7 miles south of Mount Carmel, moving east at 30. This is a PDS. Take cover now. Publicly confirmed tornado. It'll be near East Mount Carmel at 5:20. So in about 6 minutes or so? Is that what you're saying?
I would say it's so about 6 minutes, but man, just the velocity data on it is just that's just strong velocity data. Wow. I just can't say much. I mean, it's just you just don't know what to say in that situation. You just have to watch and it's just strong right now. And that's out of the Gibson County radar site too that I'm looking at. So at least we know that radar site's okay. At least it's doing its job, and that's certainly a good thing.
Yeah, and at this point, with it past the radar site, you're going to get the best shot out of Owensville's radar site, providing they have power.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that Duke Energy, Gibson Station, right in the path of that.
Yep.
So obviously there is a bit of concern.
Yes.
For the power grid throughout much of southwest Indiana that is on Duke Energy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's also a lot of Gibson County that's on Wind Energy REMC and on Centerpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, those Fort Branch South, you're on Centerpoint. Your incorporated cities and towns are Duke Energy. Everyone else is Wind Energy. So that's just something to think about. Mount Carmel Public Utilities may need to be prepared also.
I'm check and see if Owensville site's still online. I said it was, and someone said it's out.
Well, that would make sense. That would. Yeah, I've shut my phone off at the moment.
But we appreciate the comments on Facebook, by the way. Look at the comments here. Thanks, Emma. Appreciate the update there. And now it's like you're looking at, we're at to use Indy and even Indy and Louisville if we can. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we're going to get out of Paducah's service range because Paducah really starts to.
Yeah, so it starts to go down.
We're still seeing it.
Yes.
We're still seeing the couplet on Paducah. Like, we still have a pretty good shot that there is a couplet.
Yeah, I see it right there, too. So I'm going to go off of Indy. North of Johnson, right there in the Skelton area. And, boy, this is a close call for Mount Carmel, too.
Yeah.
This is a close call. And it's kind of went. At first, I thought it was going to go northeast. But now it's kind of heading due north. And it's, if I'm Mount Carmel, I'd get in the basement right now. I'd be in your basement. If not already, but I think somewhere between Mount Carmel and that, Owensville turnoff, that's where it's going to hit.
I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. Vincennes, Lawrenceville, St. Francisville.
Yes.
You need to be prepared.
Agreed.
If there's anyone watching in any of those locations, Vincennes, St. Francisville, Allendale, Lawrenceville, San Barren, be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
This is heading your way, and nothing has been issued out of Lincoln yet.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be clear,
Yeah.
this is basically the convergence of 3 Weather Service offices right in this area right here, because Paducah controls the Gibson and Pike or Gibson and Wabash counties.
Yep.
Knox County is Indianapolis. Lawrence County is Lincoln. So that is where the Weather Service offices divide out around here.
Also expect an update before long. I'm going off the Indy radar sites, what I'm using, and expect an update. Now keep in mind the velocity data doesn't always update every minute, but about every 2 or 3 minutes. So
correct.
And so, but what we can tell you is that it is making a turn more toward the north here. Thought maybe it might skirt northeast. And let's see if there's an update on this.
I'm getting, it looks like an update from Owensville, but I don't know how legitimate that is.
Okay. Let me see here. Check and see here.
And that puts it east of Skelton, but it's still heading toward Mount Carmel
Yeah.
and that Tri-County area.
Mm.
Over by the Snake Pit.
Yeah. Well, where Mount Carmel High School's at too, so it's... So far, we talked about the line, that was, coming in from the southwest. We thought maybe that could be the main event, but this cell right here has been the main event, at least for the past couple hours.
Yeah, it's been that way since it tracked out of the...
Sturgis area, yeah.
Well, even further than that, Callaway County, Trigg County, and Marshall County.
Okay, I didn't know that. I knew it was... first time I saw it was like Sturgis area, so it's tracked quite a way. Okay, it looks like there's been an update.
Yeah,
Is this
a new tornado warning.
Wow.
This is south, and that's got a debris signature.
Yeah, Poseyville.
Yeah. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado over Poseyville or 11 miles west of Fort Branch, moving north at 40. So this is supposed to be over mainly rural areas. But that's another tornado warning, and that area just got hit.
And also, it's part of that line, too. We talked about it. It's kind of collided with that cell over in Gibson County. So I'm curious to see if, the inflow to that cell is going to be cut off. The inflow to that tornado is going to be cut off, because when you have, a supercell collide with a line, sometimes that's what you get. So I'll be curious to see if that's going to be it. But, okay, I just got an update here. At 5:22, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Mount Carmel, moving north at 30 miles per hour. Still on the ground, still causing damage. Public confirmed it. L-ray time is what now? 5:24. So it'll be in the city of Mount Carmel less than a minute from now, 5:25. That just came in from Paducah. So still moving north at 30 miles per hour. Just when I thought Mount Carmel, I thought the cell would move east of Mount Carmel. But now that it's Mount Carmel in a direct path.
Well, and what they're saying is that there's a TDS signature along the Posey-Gibson County line, which would be that new tornado.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to... Yeah, there's a little bit of something there. Let's go to base. That's going to be close to the radar site again.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that couplet.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah, wow.
Yes, that is on the county line. Let's see what... If anything, yep, there's a signature right there, too, in the correlation coefficient. So... And that's in a rain-wrapped area.
Mm-hmm.
So, once again, this might impact the radar site. which may mean we need to be prepared to go to Paducah or to Lincoln. And
Yeah, the one side of it just went over the radar area, but it looked kind of broad to me.
yeah,
The velocity did. So if it's broad like that, it's hard for the tornado to touch down. It still touched down, but it's not.
and I'm slightly losing my signature on the first one.
Yeah. I am too.
So I'm gonna switch radar sites for the moment.
I'm gonna go to Indy.
I'm gonna go Paducah.
Okay.
You do yours, I'll do mine.
Fair enough.
This sounds like a tango, but
Well, you never know. We could see something different. You never know.
not seeing much on. Well, if anything, it's showing something relative to velocity.
Yeah.
Go to high res. Let's go further up. This would be up in the Mount Carmel area.
Yeah, what I'm seeing on here with the green and white for Indy, they use green and white color coding for velocity data. I'm seeing it just right over the Gibson County Generating Station.
That's kind of what I've seen. Not seeing much, though, out of Paducah. With it being outbound, it's going to be more orange-yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And this would be more your general view. If anything, I'm going to say right in this area.
Yeah. That's about right.
Which would put it near the snake pit.
It would be. So again, tornado on the ground. Public confirmed it. Still causing damage. Time is 5:27. And again, looks to be more on the east side of Mount Carmel. So the east Mount Carmel, east side of Mount Carmel, the Wabash River pretty much, that area. So you're talking about State Route 64, Highway 15. And this cell, it was kind of moving northeast, and now it's just moving due north. It's changed direction a little bit over the past, I would say, hour or so. I thought it may. I mean, I said about Mount Carmel, Princeton at first, then I kind of changed it to Mount Carmel, Owensville, and it's kind of shifted a little bit more to the west than I thought it would do. But then you also had that cell behind near Johnson, and we just see an update here on the velocity data. I'm looking at the Indy site. Let me see if there's anything more here.
It looks like this could have shifted now into Knox County and then getting ready to maybe hit. This might hit Lawrence County, or no, this would be still part of Wabash County, but this would be in the unwarned area.
I would also look at Allendale on Route 1, even though it's not in the warning per se, but if I'm Allendale, I would definitely go in the basement just to be safe. And if you know someone traveling on Route 1 in Wabash County, like the northern part of Wabash County, and even Lawrence County too, if you know someone traveling on Highway 50, I'd definitely keep an eye out for it.
Well, just to be clear, Lawrence County only has, or Lincoln only has 3 counties under this tornado watch. It's Crawford, Richland, and Lawrence. And I can tell you right now, Lawrence probably needs to be prepared for the situation. And right now, no warning in that area. I'm going to switch back to Gibson County, see if we have anything on Gibson County on velocity. But I think with all the heavy rain, we're going to, if anything, the best would be look for a notch. And there's a little bit of a notch in northern Gibson County.
Yeah.
About to cross over into Knox County.
One thing I'd like to mention, I just had this thought here, but I remember going back, Dustin, when you and I, we were doing severe weather coverage. We did when when the line of storms that moved through the northern part of Wayne County knocked those power lines down, and then when we Memorial Day weekend, we remember that severe weather event. One thing that just occurred to my mind was, I am glad this is happening in the middle of the day.
No kidding.
Instead of at night, because I know it, because tornadoes are often difficult to see at night, but I'm seeing the photos and videos of the tornado, and this is happening in the middle of the daytime when you can actually see it, from a safe distance. So, so that's just again something to keep in mind here. As here we are in the early evening, we still got 2.5 hours left to go of daylight. So, thankful this is happening in the middle of the day instead of at night when it would have been very difficult to see it.
Well, the new scan on radar just came through, and this is putting it awfully close to Knox County, Gibson County line. Let's go back to high res. Still not seeing anything very well out of the Gibson County radar, but that's because of there's another tornado warning. And ooh, look just south of the radar site.
Ooh, yeah.
Just to the south, and that's in the dead zone.
It is.
So, and I think they just updated the tornado warning to take portion of that out, or the old tornado warning got edited.
I'm still waiting for an update. They haven't really updated anything yet that I've seen.
They updated the polygon, I do believe.
Okay.
But there's...
Yeah, if you look at it's kind of got like a little hook right there to it, Johnson, Owensville area.
Yes.
I just went on the Gibson County radar site. It seems to be working, but I've been looking more at Indy just to be on the safe side of things. But
I'm going to go back to Paducah on my side just because at this point, Paducah has probably got the cleanest of the shots.
Okay.
Heading in from the back end. And this is just to the east of Mount Carmel. This would be right by Gibson Station.
Okay, here's an update here. Tornado warning remains in effect for about 13 more minutes until 5:45 for northeastern Wabash and north central Gibson counties. At 5:31, a severe storm capable of producing a tornado was located over Mount Carmel, moving north at 30 miles per hour again. This is radar indicator rotation, so they've changed the wording on this a little bit, but I would still treat it as if it's the real thing, given its history. And so that is with the warning just updated, like the one for west of Patoka and Mount Carmel. So that one just got updated there. That's what I was reading the information off of.
I'm getting into Weather Service chat right now to see if there's anything new from that.
Also, if those who may be living over in the Mount Carmel area, do this safely, and I say safely here, but maybe if you have a video, a picture of the tornado, send it to us on Wayne County Net. We'll be glad to share it, as long as we have your permission and everything.
Well, and Kevin Madden, who is the owner over at Star 100.5 WSJD Mount Carmel, actually, I think, trying to type into the chat at the moment. I'm trying to see.
Okay.
Because he would be in the Mount Carmel area. He could provide the information.
That'd be good.
Torrential rain, very little wind downtown Mount Carmel at the moment.
Interesting.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
It looks like the area in question with this storm is on the Indiana side, and we continue to show that what it appears.
Mm-hmm.
And just be clear, Derek and I are on two different computers.
Yes.
We're in the same studio, two different computers.
Yes.
We're looking at two different sets of data from two different radars because we're not necessarily trusting the power situation of what might be the power situation in Gibson County. But I'm on the Gibson County radar at the moment, and if anything, this would be east of Mount Carmel at the Gibson-Knox County line.
Mm-hmm. So a little hook still with it.
Yes. We're not forgetting about those that are south just south and down by the radar site,
Mm-hmm.
we've just been looking, and the fact that we still have radar sight, and
Yeah.
that's kind of going overhead of the radar,
Mm-hmm.
tells me that that one's not necessarily on the ground.
Yeah, and also, by the way, too, while we're at it here locally in Wayne County, strong line moving through Sisney, Mount Airy, Albion, highways 130, 161 extension. Get a little line of showers and storms there, but obviously the main event over in Gibson County now, along with the eastern side of Wabash County. And again, tornadic warned storm. It's had a history of producing pretty big tornadoes that's caused some damage. Been cycling up and down a little bit, but it's traveled quite a way. And this is again when you have a former tropical system in barrel. This is what you will see with the bands, and these bands, moving kind of in odd directions a little bit, but it does happen. But not very often for our area, though. But it is a reminder, though, that it can happen.
As this storm is now moving into Knox County, let's go ahead and give you a time track. This is kind of moving due north at 30 on the tornado warning that's on the north one.
Yes.
Keep in mind there are two different tornado warnings at two different speeds. So we will give you the best information we can. This is the one, and this will probably prompt something out of Lincoln. Orville at 539, which is extreme southeastern or southwestern Knox County. Little Rock on the river at 544. Allendale 549. Beale at 557. Sand Barrens Corner 557. So Lawrence County is going to have to go under a warning. A new severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for Gibson and Pike counties, and that goes until 6 Central Time, 7 Eastern. At 5:37 Central Time, severe thunderstorms are along the line extending from near Owensville to near Princeton to near Fort Branch, moving to the northeast at 45. Princeton, Patoka, Hazleton impacted in that storm. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into a basement or a small central room in a sturdy structure. And that is part of that line that has been moving through southern Illinois. And
they just did away with that tornado warning for southwestern Gibson County, including the radar site. But we're starting to see that part of the line bow out, so expect some strong gusty winds. And if you know someone over at Princeton, they're underneath that severe thunderstorm warning. They'll be the heavily populated city within that severe thunderstorm warning polygon. So, but I also expect a possible tornado. Cannot rule out one briefly spinning up. But also as we look at this...
Well, new tornado warning, this is actually just east of there. This is for, I guess there was another tornado warning we didn't catch. DuBois County, northwestern DuBois County under a tornado warning for another 21 minutes. But a new tornado warning in effect for southwestern Martin and southeastern Davies counties in Indiana until 7:15 Eastern.
Yeah, radar indicated threat.
And that is part of the outflow.
Yeah.
Of this developing line.
Still not seeing any more new updates regarding the Mount Carmel tornadic storm here. And I'm beginning to wonder if, because of that line that collided with the cell that has caused that, tornadic activity in the Owensville, Mount Carmel area, I'm beginning to wonder. I mean, I still see some rotation with it per the Gibson County radar site because I'm kind of going back and forth between radars here. But I'm beginning to wonder if maybe that inflow to the storm may be getting cut off, by that line. Just something to think about here. Something to take into consideration.
I do consider that, but I'm also seeing a strong sign of there's still something there down around Orville.
Agreed. Yeah.
So don't sleep on this. And
not at all.
northern Wabash County, you need to be prepared. I'm surprised National Weather Service has not said anything yet.
Especially like for Vincennes and Lawrenceville, that area. So, as you mentioned, though, Dustin, 3 National Weather Service offices, they do communicate with each other, but you got three different National Weather Service offices, intersecting that area.
Well, where we're broadcasting from, we're downtown here in Fairfield.
Yes.
And I believe they've got yoga class in the area next door, so we'll be in here for a while.
Ah, okay.
But, by the way, if you're interested in yoga, $10 down here, RJ on Main.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure be a fun class. Some people that have worked with me in the past would love to see me in hot yoga class. I am not signing up today.
Well, darn it. Okay, let's see here. Again, I'm Derek Dunn, Dustin Fuller along. So we want to thank you guys for joining us here on Wayne County Now. We've had some comments. A reminder here, tornado watch remains effective until 11, but a lot of the activity has shifted across the Wabash River. I would not be surprised if at some point on the Illinois side, well, especially for like Jefferson County, for example, Wayne County, Hamilton County, I expect that to be trimmed because I'm not seeing anything form to the west. And so that's encouraging to see, but something to take note of.
And I think Paducah's a little more busy with the other
Yeah.
counties at the moment.
That's what I was thinking too.
Let's go to high res. Still, this is not as pronounced as it has been,
Agreed.
but I still wouldn't let my guard down.
I wouldn't either.
Meanwhile, down south in the tornado-warned storm near Patoka and Princeton area, that is just severe thunderstorm warning. And I believe I
Just updated it, yeah. 6:42, a severe storm capable of producing a tornado. Oh, it'll be 5:42, but 6:42 Eastern Time. Producing a tornado was located near Mount Carmel, moving north at 25 miles per hour. So radar indicated rotation. So southwestern Knox County. So got about 17 more minutes to go.
And it's slowed down to 25.
Yeah, it was going to 30. It really, honestly, it's been going between 25 and 30, just back and forth a little bit. It hasn't really been a fast-moving storm like a 60-mile-per-hour supercell barreling through or 60-mile-per-hour line. Nothing like that at all. But it had been chugging to the north. So, but notice the words radar indicated, though, too. So, kind of seeing that a little bit more consistent. But still, given its history, I would still take shelter. And it's going to be traveling over rural areas of Knox County, so it looks like it's going to be right across the Wabash River.
I'm actually looking at video of the tornado from Mount Vernon from my friend Brian Jackson over at Evansville Watch.
Okay.
Wow. And that's over by...
Look at that debris.
We can't put this on air, but we can...
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. A lot of debris. So I imagine there's damage in the Mount Vernon area. This was over by Expressway.
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
Expressway in Mount Vernon.
Yeah. Again, seeing these photos and videos of the tornado during the day instead of at night, when at night it would have been more difficult to see the thing. So,
according to... This was a half hour ago from Knox County EMA assistant Chance Westfall. Confirmed tornado from the western Gibson County and Owensville, which I think we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
We're seeing some strong rotation now in that storm just to the west of Princeton. A little bit of something there.
There we are. Association with that line.
Could it be maybe that the rotation may be weakening there and moving to a different part of the line?
Could do that. Seeing a little notch right there,
Yes.
west of Princeton and west of Patoka, Indiana.
So, and let me go.
It's Belial Station.
Yep. That's the reflectivity version there. Let me go tilt 2. A little more defined in tilt 2 there. Let's go tilt 3. Yeah, there's definitely a notch there. A little bit of inflow penetration in that area, as you can see.
Yeah.
And then tilt 4 will really show it a little more.
Yeah, and also
And there's a tornado warning.
Oh, right there.
We were just talking about it.
Yeah. Radar indicated.
Tornado, yeah. National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for north central Gibson County until 6:15. 5:45, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is near Patoka or near Princeton, moving north at 30. The storm will be near Patoka near 5:50. Other locations impacted by this storm include Hazleton. So it is just radar indicated, but we were seeing the same thing that they were seeing down at Paducah. And I think just as we were saying it, they will work on generating it.
We have tuned into our coverage, I think.
I don't know. You never know.
You never know. You never know. But obviously, I was just in that area again. I talked about this over the weekend. I was, going through Evansville, Princeton, Mount Carmel, that area. And again, I just never would have thought a few days later I'd be talking about this area for severe weather, But yeah, this is going to be traveling up pretty close to Highway 41, heavily traveled highway.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, a couple of questions. Thomas was asking, and I wonder about this too, regarding the tornado watch for us will be trimmed at 6. I don't know about that. I wouldn't point my finger on it because Paducah's got their hands full right now, and also Paoli, Indiana, appeared to be in the path of this
County.
storm. Yeah,
Orange County, and this is. Let me scroll over. So, this is Orange County. Paoli's not necessarily in the line of this, but now we have another tornado warning.
Yeah, for Decker.
Yep. So a new one for Knox County. That goes until 7:15 Eastern, 6:46 p.m. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornadoes. So they've changed this wording now to radar indicated.
Again.
But this has a history. Weather Service in Indianapolis has put with this warning. This cluster of thunderstorms is capable of producing a tornado and widespread significant wind damage. Do not wait to see or hear the tornado. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Decker is the main area in this, and Decker not a very large community in Knox County.
No.
Just to give you a heads up, Decker about maybe 300 people down on the river.
Yeah.
As there it is. Also St. Thomas, little area there. Iona, Purcell Station, Sisson, Wrigleville. So just looking at some of the little burgs in Knox County.
Yeah, by the way, for those of you in Fairfield that are wondering, got some shower activity. Mainly got a line moving through Bone Gap, Belmont, West Salem, all the way up to Parkersburg, Clay City, Florida, that area. The stronger storms have been over to the east, Evansville, Newburgh area getting hit by the line right now, Henderson, Kentucky as well. But the main activity, the main event so far has been the tornado that's tracked quite a while, that's been moving northbound. And so it's been radar indicated for at least a good 30 minutes or so. But again, no, this is due to the remnants of Beryl moving through. And we are underneath a slight risk for severe weather, while southwestern India underneath an enhanced risk. So far, the majority of the activity has been just pretty much east of the Wabash River. So far, really, southern Illinois, if you look at it, has been spared of the tornado warnings and all that.
Well, just to give a heads up, this warning that's going to go through the Decker area, I would not be surprised if central Knox County at some point goes under a tornado warning in the next hour, just as a precaution, because Vincennes has a high population
Yes.
for that area. So I could see central Knox County going under a tornado warning at some point. If there's nothing there, Indy might decide to pull back and just go severe thunderstorm warnings.
Ken Odie, by the way, KO himself, posted a train was blown over in Mount Vernon, Indiana.
Vandenberg, yeah. Vandenberg EMA has crews in Mount Vernon and Posey County. Some damage to structures and infrastructure. They're working to assist with damage assessment in that area. That's from Vandenberg County EMA over in Evansville.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we did mention that there was a tornado signature, and we mentioned we saw a video go through the Mount Vernon area. It would make sense, and there is train track in that area where we were talking video.
Yeah.
That we saw.
Also, when you zoom out on the radar, 69 degrees in Fairfield, 86 in Owensboro, and again, that's just a difference between the rain and storms that has moved through the area and areas that have not received any rain or storms yet. But Owensboro, it's knocking on their door. Seeing a little bit more lightning right around the Princeton area. Radar indicated threat for the tornado warning, but so far the activity has been over to the east of the Wabash River. So for Wayne County, though, but I'm not seeing anything, which is again encouraging. I'm seeing some light shower activity southwestern part of the county. But when you look at southwest, this is kind of more like the circulation of Beryl moving through, where we're just not seeing much of anything. So far, it's just been over to our east.
Trained weather spotters in Vandenberg County, Green River Road, and Huntington Place reporting 1.56 inch per hour rainfall. So heavy rain in that area. Latest from the Weather Service in Knox County, or for Indianapolis. Not seeing much chatter in the in the forecast office from Indy. Paducah, not seeing much at the second. But most of us would get our warnings and information from Paducah.
Mm-hmm.
A few of us get it from Lincoln. Some of us get it from in fact, one county of ours gets St. Louis. We're watching this, and let me go back to high res. And I'm going to concentrate on this storm down south. In between Patoka and Princeton. This is the latest on the screen. What do you see right in the middle of my screen there, Derek?
Yep, I see a notch.
There's something. There's a notch. There's
and some lightning concentrated there too.
And now it's just moved north of Patoka, which means it would be crossing. It would cross 41 in that area, but it'll cross probably one more time on 41 at least.
Yeah, moving north at 25. Latest update at 5:51. Severe storm capable of producing a tornado was located over Patoka or near Princeton, moving north at 25 miles per hour. Same speed as the one we talked about earlier. The other cell that was moving, through Owensville and Mount Carmel, mainly rural areas of north central Gibson County, including Hazleton as well. You also have the White River running through that area too. But yeah, I'm seeing it's definitely the strongest part of the cell is over the Patoka, Indiana area, and continuing now to push over to the northeast. But
well, I can tell you right now, I'm trying to shoot to the north cell. I'm not seeing much there. That's out of Indy. I wasn't seeing much out of Gibson County either. But if there's another potential cell, that could be blocking the view.
Mm-hmm.
So don't fall asleep with this data that we are seeing. It looks like there may be a couple areas to watch out for.
Yeah.
One that appears to be in southwestern Knox County around Orville. One that's just north of Patoka. And at the moment, I'm going to go back to Gibson County radar. Lots of lightning around the Princeton and Patoka areas.
Yeah.
New severe thunderstorm warning just went out.
Do have some damage reports real quick. Near Johnson, this was earlier, but someone said there was trees uprooted or snapped. A roof was blown off over in that area. So we talked about that earlier. That was due to that earlier cell.
A confirmed train derailment in Mount Vernon. I do have photo of that. I don't know if I'm allowed to.
If you're not allowed to, don't then.
Yeah, I'm not going to, but I do see a photo of it, and yes.
Oh, yeah.
Ken Odie mentioned that to us, and I'm seeing a photo confirming it.
Mm-hmm.
From someone with the National Weather Service at Paducah that has received that. Also, power pole leaning in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be in line.
Yeah.
Wind damage and a potential tornado. A new severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for northeastern Gibson and Pike County in southwest Indiana until 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. 5:55 p.m. severe thunderstorm along a line extending from 6 miles north of Patoka to near Oakland City to near Linville, moving northeast at 40. Locations impacted include Oakland City, Petersburg, Winslow, Somerville, Hazleton, Spurgeon, and Mackey. Includes I-69 in Indiana between mile markers 34 and 52. Remain alert for a possible tornado as well. And this is that. I mean, the real area they're watching is northeast of Patoka. It's heading toward Hazleton.
Mm-hmm.
The area they were watching earlier, I feel, might have gone close to. It looks like it's crossed out of that polygon, maybe.
Yeah.
Back into Wabash County, where there is no warning. So Allendale, you might want to be prepared. Let me go back. Storm relative. I'm seeing a little bit. It's kind of weak, but on the Illinois side, south of Allendale.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
So I would not be surprised if there's a new tornado warning for Wabash County. By the way, no official warnings in the Wayne County Now viewing area as of right this second. That is, however, subject to change, as there is a lot of rotation in Wabash County at the moment.
Okay, we'll see what the National Weather Service does here. Still have that little notch right there northwest of Patoka in the White River area, and that would be keeping on. And the way these storms have been going north too, if I'm over in the eastern side of Lawrence County, I would be keeping an eye on this. And Vincennes, you talked about Vincennes earlier. Highway 41 corridor, especially the major route that runs through there, just in case. By the time it's 6 o'clock, I'm Derek Dunn, Dustin Fuller, alongside bringing you severe weather coverage on Wayne County Now. A lot of the activity has been over in southwestern Indiana and a little bit into Illinois, right around the Mount Carmel area. We've been tracking this here for you guys, kind of watching it pretty much during the afternoon. We are seeing the line of showers and storms. This line extending all the way down to about Madisonville, pointing over to just right around the Allendale southwestern part of Lawrence County, and even seeing a little, even a line, just line of showers and storms is not severe, but cutting right through Clay City, Noble, Parkersburg, just to the northwest of Mount Carmel, north of Belmont. No warnings associated with that for the Fairfield area. Just pretty much just raining, maybe a little bit moderate rain coming down in spurts, but so far the activity, the action has been over to the east.
Well, this is what the Central Illinois Weather Service office is saying. As of 5:57 p.m., they're not seeing much rotation at the moment with thunderstorms moving into southeast Lawrence County. Circulation north of Patoka will track east of their warning area. However, it looks like there might be some rotation trying to spin up near the state line just east of Allendale. But I think the big area right now is between Patoka and Hazleton. This would be near US 41, near the White River, and very close to Knox County also. So just an idea, that tornado warning that's in effect for Knox County for the Decker area has another 13 minutes. They might have to extend it or issue a new warning for that in areas such as Verne and Monroe City and towards Wheatland.
Yeah, would not be surprised if they were to issue a tornado warning for the heart of Knox County, pretty much.
As I'm going to back out for just a second. This is the remnants of Hurricane Beryl.
Yes.
And pretty much there are 2 tornado warnings on the board and 1 severe thunderstorm warning. The severe thunderstorm warning is for extreme eastern and northern portions of Gibson County and most of Pike County. The tornado warnings are for pretty much extreme northern Gibson County, the Hazleton area, also into Knox County to around St. Thomas, Iona, Decker, Wrigleville, just naming a few areas, but it's extreme southern Knox County there. Then over Davies, Martin County, Cannelberg under the tornado warning there, but the city of Lagodi is not at the moment. Those are the only 2 tornado warnings I'm seeing on the board. We had someone mention something about Paola. You're going to have some spotty shower activity there for now, but I would say in about an hour, Paoli, Orange County, Bedford, that area is going to meet this line of thunderstorms probably within about an hour. Jasper in about a half hour. And you mentioned this earlier, Owensboro, temperature currently at the Davis County Airport down in Davis County, Kentucky, currently 86.
Yep.
Back in, say, Wayne County, it is 69.
Also seeing a line of storms. You kind of see just between Evansville and Boonville, you actually see the line just on velocity data of how that line, like the difference in the winds, and how the strongest pocket of wind still appears to be in the Hazleton area, but you can just kind of cut it with a knife pretty much, just cut it down in the middle, and you can actually see how Owensboro's about to get hit here shortly, but again, the strongest part of the line has been pretty much north of I-64, especially the Hazleton area, per velocity data. By the way, looking here at reflectivity data, high res. At the moment here, so far for Fairfield, just had a light band of showers move through. And I'm not seeing anything, again, to the west, southwest that I would be concerned with. all the activity has been mainly to the east of us, though. As I mentioned earlier about Southern Illinois, yeah, you had that line of storms move through, but it really was strong. I don't recall seeing any severe thunderstorm warnings with it. But I'll say this though, Southern Illinois got spared. It's been spared so far by the remnants of Beryl. More like Indiana, Kentucky's kind of faced the brunt of it.
Well, right now that that major area of rotation, if anything, is on that county line between Decker and Hazleton, between Gibson and Knox counties. I'm going to go between. Base is not showing much. The storm not really showing terribly much, but if anything, it is right on the White River, right in this area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And new severe thunderstorm warning just issued by the National Weather Service, I do believe. Or something. I just saw it flash. At 5:55 p.m., this is an update. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for northeastern Gibson County and Pike County. As of 5:55 p.m. Central, severe thunderstorm is located along a line extending 6 miles north of Patoka to near Oakland City to near Linville, moving northeast at 40. And I did see a new severe thunderstorm warning pop up. This is for Knox County, does not include the city of Vincennes.
Yep.
Even though it does say Vincennes on here, the city proper is not on this. Mm-hmm. But I think it's saying Vincennes because rural areas.
Yeah. So
the National Weather Service in Indianapolis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for central Knox County, southwestern Davies County in Indiana until 7:45 Eastern. As of 7:06 p.m., severe thunderstorms along a line extending from near Vincennes to near Oakland City, moving northeast at 30. Locations impacted include Vincennes, Washington, Bicknell, Monroe City, Wheatland, Montgomery, Edwardsport, Decker, and Glendale Fishery. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into a basement or a small central room and a sturdy structure. Torrential rain is occurring with these storms, may lead to flash flooding. So, and it seems like we're starting to see some dissipation with this rotation on the county line. It's not as bright as it was. So that is some good news.
Mm-hmm.
But just to be clear, looking at the polygon, city of Vincennes, barely outside of it. So you may get if you're in Knox County, they have code red 911 where they'll call you if there's a severe thunderstorm warning. You may get that call in the city of Vincennes just because Vincennes might be selected. But city of Vincennes is not in this warning. And there's a lot of broad rotation in this line. And keyword broad.
Yeah.
We're not seeing any real notches as of the moment. Other than maybe up around the White River near Decker. That's the only place I've really seen anything. And it's not much.
No. It's pretty much went from...
Now, over here by Lagodi, Shoals area. I think we might have something that way. This is storm reflectivity, northeast corner. Looks like we might have something in the northeast corner of that, just southeast of Lagodi. And more towards the, this will go between Lagodi and Shoals. There's no warning in the Lagodi or Shoals area. Looking at high res, you've got the colors right bumped up right next to each other. Latest from the Weather Service, that warning expires in 5 minutes. It says capable of producing. I'm going to back this up a little bit. We're going to watch it as it heads northeast here. Yeah, it feels like it's maybe tightening a little bit. What are you seeing on your end, Derek?
I'm seeing that it's starting to develop a little bit of a hook here, a little bit of appendage sticking out, going back to the Martin County shoal storm.
That area just went under a new severe thunderstorm warning.
Interesting.
Severe thunderstorm warning for northern Martin County until 7:45 at 7:10 p.m. Severe thunderstorm located near Shoals or 24 miles northeast of Petersburg, moving north at 40. Shoals, Lagodi, Crane, Burns City, and Indian Springs in this warning. Remain alert for possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go into the basement or a small central room in a sturdy structure. This would be over the Crane base. This would include Crane. And this is just to the west of Shoals proper. So, and also, the city of Lagodi is in this severe thunderstorm warning, but really, the place to look at, Hindostan Falls, is probably that area also. I mean, just looks like there's something trying to spin up in that area.
Starting to see the again the line that collided with the cell that was causing the tornado to hit, Mount Vernon, Indiana, Poseyville, Owensville, Mount Carmel area. We're starting to see that line. It's already moving through Newburgh. Newburgh's on the tail end of it, the east side of Evansville. So Owensboro's next in line to receive the line. The strongest part of the line still, I think, is on the northern part of it. I do expect, though, at some point, they're going to write out this tornado warning that was issued. It's only about 3 minutes left to go. Given how it's been on a downward trend, I would not be surprised. Again, we talked about the severe thunderstorm warning. I think it's just going to expire. They may do an update, say maybe like with a possible tornado tag. We're also seeing Albany right now getting a storm up there. Talk about that line that's not as strong. Could link up with it, but not nearly as strong. As for northern Wayne County, Mount Airy, Sisney, Johnsonville getting some rain, thunder shower activity. Fairfield, rain just left you. Points of the southwest, not really seeing anything. You'll still have some clouds, but not really seeing anything that's too threatening at the moment as we look around the radar here. It's also 32 degrees in Ferdinand, Indiana. That's pretty cool. Let's see.
I don't buy that for 30 seconds.
Okay, well, darn it. I tried. Other than that, I saw there's like
I think they might have an issue at their reporting site.
I'd be shocked, but at the same time, I'd be like, okay, that's kind of cool this time of year.
I'd be looking for snow.
I would be too.
Now, then again, you go slightly south, you might find some snow, and you might find Santa Claus.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
You go south there, you'll find, directly south of there.
But anyway, yeah, this activity, moving out of our coverage area. But again, overall, just really just southwestern Indiana, western Kentucky really got the brunt of this, while here in southern Illinois, the 618 pretty much just got spared of the activity. And I'm also curious, too, when they're going to trim that tornado watch for us, Jefferson County, Hamilton County. It's still in effect. Again, like what mentioned earlier, I do expect it to be trimmed.
I would expect the Illinois counties that Paducah services should be dropped.
Agreed.
Because I think at this point they're in the clear.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna go back to Paducah radar for a second, but not seeing a whole lot of anything that is even remotely. And earlier they trimmed the watch for Saline, Franklin, Williamson, and all the other counties in southern Illinois serviced by Paducah. By the way, no tornado warnings in our area on the board at this time. The closest tornado warning is all the way in the eastern part of the county, or the state of Indiana. I believe that is for Franklin and Ripley counties in the I-74 corridor. That'd be the Cincinnati Television DMA. So just severe thunderstorm warnings, and they're technically out of our coverage area.
They are.
So I believe we could sign off at this point.
Yes.
We will let you know there are still tornado watches out until 11 Central Time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to verify. I don't see anything back around Memphis.
I'm really not either. I looked there earlier.
I'm just verifying. I'm not seeing a whole lot of anything. That'd be the only reason I would say there's still a tornado watch.
And the same thing out of Springfield. There is some storm activity west of Springfield, Missouri. It's more like heading to the south, like southeast.
Once again, I believe they're at this point under a general thunderstorm risk or a marginal risk.
Yeah.
At the most. Actually, at this point, general thunder outside of basically the St. Louis Metro and points west. You go a little closer in, you're under a marginal risk from portions of the Metro East towards Marion and Washington, Clinton counties.
Yeah.
Slight risk in our area. Then you go to Evansville all the way up to Cincinnati. That is the enhanced risk of severe weather.
Mm-hmm.
That was put out by the Storm Prediction Center, updated earlier today.
Again, I'm not seeing anything to the west that I would be concerned with. Like that night when we were doing severe weather coverage, it seemed like it was just like round after round. I'm just not seeing that here. I still expect, maybe some rain. I do expect that, maybe like sometime during the overnight. But then, like, when I was looking at the weather forecast, for, the chances get lessened. Tomorrow, just a slight chance in the afternoon on Wednesday. Thursday, maybe a slight chance of a pop-up shower or storm. But then, Friday through pretty much Monday, looking at pretty much sunny and hot conditions. So,
new tornado warning. Observed tornado Knox County. 7:17 p.m. A tornado-producing storm was located near St. Francisville, near Vincennes, moving north at 30. Damaging tornado. So, Vincennes University area under this tornado warning. This is the city of Vincennes under this one.
Wow.
I thought I saw something flash in my eye a moment ago. I did. And yes, there is a little bit of a signature on the screen right there. That is the Indy radar. Let's go to...
Let's go give us a
kill. So, yes. Not... Doesn't seem as they're on high res there. Let me go to Storm Relative.
Yeah, I'm on velocity data, and I'm not
picking up much either. Like, Indy was showing something. I'm going to go back to Indy radar here. It was picking up something on the Indy radar. A new severe thunderstorm warning for Lawrence County, Indiana, central Lawrence County, including Bedford and Mitchell areas. But city of Vincennes, St. Thomas area now under a tornado warning. And if anything, and it's an observed tornado.
Yes.
So if anything, this is just to the south of Vincennes in that area that I've got circled on the screen.
Yeah.
That is, and we'll give you a, I believe this will be, this is heading north. So this could impact the city of Vincennes. So let me give you a track on this, because with it going due north, it's going to cross into Lawrence County a little bit too. Let me get a 30 mile an hour north. So Vincennes, you need to be in your safe spot now. Vincennes at 622, Westport 623. Population impacted 19,498.
Yeah, it's pretty much right over Vincennes.
Yeah. So
Wow, just when things were dying down, all of a sudden, bam. It's just that little notch right over Vincennes, that northern part of the line. And that line has had the strongest wind, along with pretty much the rotation with it.
oh, they've updated this. It says observed in here, but yet tornado-producing storm is located near St. F, but it's radar confirmed.
Okay.
So it's not completely visible from the eyes. I'm gonna check in with the Slack app here. See if I have anything from Chance Westfall over in Knox County, or John Streeter. Yeah, I know. Tornado sirens, I believe, are about to be activated in the city of Vincennes
Mm-hmm.
for this. That was last I just saw. So, does not show much.
No, it doesn't.
I think this is rain wrapped.
Yeah, could be, yeah.
And there's the notch. There's a little bit of a notch heading into the city
Vincennes, yeah.
from the south.
All right, well, let's get our Vincennes tower cam, and we can actually see this thing coming in.
I don't have a Vincennes tower cam. Are you kidding me?
Well, I thought you had one by way of remote control, dude.
Not from here.
Oh, okay, well. It was a good try, though.
Maybe my former employer had one.
Seen a little hook with it, too. Kind of just a little appendage sticking out there.
It was to the west, over around St. Thomas area.
Yeah, this thing just kind of really perked up quickly.
Well, that's what they've been saying, is these things can spin up in a hurry.
But even sometimes, when you have the velocity signatures, like, they don't look all that impressive. But yeah, something can still spin up, and it can be so quick that radar can have difficulty catching it. So I wonder if that's that type of situation. But still take it seriously, for those in Vincennes and VU and in high populated area.
And a little bit more there, near the river, on this, with it heading due north. Let me go back to base. That's a little broad there.
Yeah.
High res storm. That's showing broad. And when I say broad, that might be a good sign for you.
Could be. This could also be where one route that some people use to get to Highway 50. Highway 50's in the warning.
Yes.
Highway 41. Also, I was thinking like Highway 33, the eastern side of Lawrence County, and
well, that's not under this warning.
It's not, but it's close.
It travels right on that river too.
Yeah.
For about 5 or 6 miles. Let's see here. So we were hoping we were done. A new tornado warning also for northern Martin County. This was that cell we were kind of talking about earlier. Shoals, Crane, Burn City, Indian Springs in this warning. As of 7:20, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado near Shoals or 21 miles southwest of Bedford, moving north at 20 miles per hour. That's for northern Martin County. Also includes Crane. So if you have anyone at the Crane Naval Base, you need to give them a heads up. We'll go back to high res. granted, I think I'm looking currently out of Indianapolis on this. Let me go back to the Gibson County radar. Gibson County, ooh, might give me a little bit better there.
That's what I've been looking at too.
See a little bit of something around Vincennes. Let's go to base. Yeah, there's something there, but not very much. It's small, if anything,
Yeah.
from what I'm seeing.
It's not nearly as pronounced. I'm going off the Indy radar site, but it's not nearly as pronounced as the one over Martin County.
Yeah, no, Martin County, you can see a lot more.
Yeah.
It is between Bramble and Dover Hill heading. That's heading straight for Crane. So it's gonna pass between Burn City and the Crane base.
Tornado warning for Central Knox County Vincennes expires in 10 minutes. No further updates on that yet.
I've not heard from Chance over at the Weather Service office, or not the Weather Service, but the Knox County EMA office. For just to be clear, I will disclose I am originally from Knox County, so I do have people that I can get that info from.
He's probably busy right now at the moment, so.
Looking to see if there is anything new. I'm getting unconfirmed reports of a tornado at Old Decker Road. So, and I'm saying unconfirmed because it's not Weather Service confirmed. I mean, they've radar confirmed it, but I've not seen anything from Assistant EMA. Basically, EMA in Knox County is checking the TDS on radar on their end, and I believe they're going to try to go see what they can find.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, over in Martin County, a lot more pronounced. But it's also got a little bit of a cleaner situation to get that information. And I'm going to go Martin County. I'm going to go out of Indy here because, oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
That is pretty clean. I'm not seeing any real rotation in Knox County now.
Mm-hmm. If anything, could have been a brief spin up.
Well, this is also the Indianapolis radar, so let me go back. Let me go to the Knox County radar site, or the Gibson County radar site. There's still tornado warning for 16 minutes. And if anything, I think it's very close to being out of that warned area. So, and it's a situation, there's no warning on it. I guess there is a issue with Lawrence County Amateur Radio not having access to Indy repeater on anything to give. I'm looking to see what else. Let's see if there's anything out of Central Illinois now. Nothing there. Since we're not seeing much, well, hold on a second. Let me tighten up. This is about as tight as I can go.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's not much.
No, it's not.
I mean, maybe, but that's north of town. This would be up around maybe Wabash Trails Park. If you're familiar.
Nope, not at all.
But I think the big cell, Martin County currently.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more pronounced. We'll go back to reflectivity. And there's still a notch and a little inflow on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, these tornadoes appear on the eastern end with these hurricane and the remnants of hurricanes and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. We haven't seen either. This line has not. I mean, it's obviously it's prompted severe warnings and everything, but we're not seeing nearly as many warnings as I would have expected out of it. A lot of the strongest part of the line has been mainly that northern side. But right now it's moving into Owensboro right now. Sorry, moved through Evansville, Newburgh, Boonville, all the way up through all the way up to Petersburg and Winslow. Yeah. Still no update out of Vincennes either. I just checked. No update on the warning, so.
Looking to see. I think this might be Lawrence County, Indiana on that. No. So I guess I should be clear. There is a Lawrence County, Indiana, Lawrence County, Illinois, and they're about 70 miles apart.
Yeah.
Should be clear on that. It's like Vermilion County, Indiana, Vermilion County, Illinois. They're neighboring. Pretty much, this is the radar situation. We're clear here in Wayne County with the exception to a small little shower in Mount Erie. Things are clear down in Jefferson, Hamilton, White counties as well. Clear in Wabash. That small little shower going to impact Edwards County. Some rain in Clay County, Richland, and Lawrence. The only tornado warnings are for southern Knox or south central Knox County, including the city of Vincennes. There is a severe thunderstorm warning that encompasses parts of Vincennes, Bicknell, as well over into Davies County, the city of Washington. Also, severe thunderstorm warning for northern Martin and a tornado warning for northern Martin. We go back to the. I'm going to go back to that warning near the naval base at Crane. There's the latest data from the Weather Service.
I can't share these, but I'm seeing some damage photos out of Posey County. But again, I mentioned earlier, when I've been seeing photos of that, photos and video of the tornado that was moving through, Posey County and, Kentucky, Union County and all that. Talked about earlier, but, this event happened during the daytime, and actually glad it did for the reason of where you could actually see, you see a funnel, you could see a tornado. You don't have, like nighttime, it's so dangerous because, again, they're so difficult to see at night. So with this severe weather event happening during the day, there's a silver lining. It's that. And also, for our area, got spared by it. And again, I expect with the activity that's died down, I expect the tornado watch to be pretty much just trimmed for the Illinois counties.
According to the National Weather Service, going to kill their last of the tornado watch once the line is out of the forecast area. So we're going to be under a tornado watch for probably about another, I would say, this is going to clear their forecast area on the north.
Yeah.
I believe they go up to, let me verify where they go to in Kentucky. I believe they go through McCracken County and maybe Ohio County.
They can go through Ohio, I think.
Yeah, Ohio County
by
is
Hartford. Yeah.
Yeah, Ohio County's 2 counties out. But the way these storms are moving, let's track this. I think it's going to lift north of their coverage area. They're not really issuing anything on the south portion of the line either. So I know Hopkinsville is part of Nashville, so I believe we are getting very close to where they can drop everyone.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, it has not happened yet. But they've answered that question on when they're going to drop.
So for those of you guys who just joined us here, maybe you're wondering, just a little recap here while Dustin is assessing what's going on. Obviously, I think we believe, for what we saw on radar, that the closest area in terms of Wayne County, we know that Posey County, there's been reports of damage down there, Mount Vernon, Indiana, points northward. And even on radar, what we saw near Owensville, Johnson area, we saw strong signature, what appeared to be a tornado on the ground. It was publicly confirmed, and it was on the ground. So whenever you have a situation like this, where, Weather Service, obviously they've had their hands full all afternoon long. Tornado warning for Vincennes has been canceled, by the way. But I was going to say we do expect some damage survey teams to be sent out. I wouldn't say tonight, but I would say tomorrow for sure, to assess the situation, to look at the damage. And I know that Dustin will have the news on that for Wayne County now, because we did coverage of it, and plus, it's not far from Fairfield at all. And so this is an area that a lot of people know about. So, again, I'll be curious to see what the damage survey shows regarding what we saw, for Union County, Kentucky, Posey County, Indiana, Gibson County. I'll be real intrigued to see that. But again, the main severe weather threat, obviously Wayne County, it's died down. We're not seeing anything to our west, southwest. It's all been over in Indiana, in western Kentucky. But I want to say we're thinking of those folks in those affected areas of the tornadoes, because I know that, based on my personal experience, whenever you have a tornadic storm of a nature like that, it's a storm you won't forget, and lives are forever changed because of these tornadic storms. And so just want to go ahead and say that, because, like I said, this was something that we were underneath the slight risk. Over in Indiana, Kentucky, they were underneath the enhanced risk. And now that the line has moved through, everything's died down here, it's calmed down, which is good. But again, we shouldn't forget those in our region who've been affected by the storms today. So, but again, as I mentioned earlier, so glad it happened during the day as opposed in the middle of the night when we all could have been asleep and would not even known it was coming. So, pretty fortunate on that front.
Still a tornado warning for northern Martin County in southwest Indiana until 8 p.m. as of the latest update was 7:20. I believe there will be a new update at some point, and this is starting to move out of that area. Also starting to see some ramp up in rotation in Lawrence County, just north of Bedford. But Greene County, northwestern Lawrence, southern Monroe County, I'd be prepared. Maybe western Monroe County as well. This might miss the city proper of Bloomington, but it's going to come close. I think we'll stay with you at least until the top of the hour here in Wayne County now. Might, depending on what's going on, might stay a little longer. The severe thunderstorm warning now allowed to expire for Knox and Daviess counties. So technically our area out of warnings at this point. We should be out of the watch here in just a little bit. We're going to back this up about, I would say, 50 frames. Give you an idea of how today's activity went. It's going to take a second here. We get into full screen mode. as we watch things slowly go through. This is just 50 frames. There we go. This would have been where it hit Morganfield. I don't know. This is before Morganfield or after it. So I'm going to go to 100 frames. Double that back a little bit. It may take a second for it to. I think you're on 2 there, Derek. Or
No,
you're on
I was muting myself. I thought
yeah,
it was
you're on 1. I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Technology when it works great.
I had a burp coming, so I had to burp real quick.
I get it. Taking a look at it right now. This is basically the track we've seen all afternoon. As you watch it just go through, takes it all the way back to where it developed out of the Caldwell County, Kentucky area, and moving up and through the area. There's the tornado warning, the confirmed tornado warning that's now at this point going to Knox County. It converges at where the rivers meet between the White and the Wabash, now Carmel, and forms into the line.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't think I want that at the moment. But yeah, the only tornado warning on the map is set to expire at the top of the hour. That is for Lawrence County. That's not been updated in quite a bit, so my guess is they are busy frying other fish in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, the tornado watch continues. Basically, we're at the western end of the tornado watch, and the tornado watch goes all the way over up into to Claremont County, Ohio, and that area. Just to give you an idea. No, check that. Warren County goes as far north and west as Warren County, Ohio. So basically up toward Mason and points to the north and east of Cincinnati. Just shy of Washington County and just shy of Wilmington, which is where their weather service office is in the Cincinnati metro area. Okay, let's see if we have any new data from Paducah or Indianapolis at this point. I don't think we're going to get anything out of... According to Knox County EMA, they're not seeing any damage or debris found in Knox County. There is a structure fire in Decker, but it's not confirmed if that's storm-related or not. Paducah, I'm looking at some stills from the tornadoes that were sent. I don't have confirmation that we can use it, but just some of the images. Some things to think about. If you're dealing with storm damage, tornado damage, definitely listen to local officials. Stay up to date on weather. Let your loved ones know that you are doing all right. Be mindful of debris like nails and glass. Make sure you have shoes on. Make sure you know where down power lines are. Don't go near them if you can avoid it. Have a working radio with batteries available. Use flashlights instead of candles to avoid starting fires. So, just a few tips from the National Weather Service to be prepared for after the storm if, say, you have that tornado situation. Wayne County Now news podcast tonight. we will not have a news podcast because we've been doing severe weather coverage. We will have a podcast that is set for the morning that will have everything you need to get jump started for your day and get you going. New severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Greene County, western Monroe County, extreme northwestern Lawrence County in Indiana. Also portions of Morgan County, I believe. No, Owen County. It's been a while since I've worked in Indiana. Can't you tell?
Yep. Still raw and rusty.
8:30 p.m. Eastern Time at 7:50 p.m. Severe thunderstorm was located 10 miles southeast of Bloomfield, 16 miles west of Bedford, moving north at 35. Locations in that warning include Bloomington, Ellettsville, Crane, Salisbury, Owensburg, Freedom, and Whitehall. Remain alert for possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into a basement or a small central room and a sturdy structure. And a reminder, a tornado watch continues until the 11 o'clock Eastern Time hour, 12 o'clock Central Time, or 12 o'clock midnight Eastern, 11 p.m. Central Time. Let me get that time zone right. And we're getting very close to where these storms are starting to get out of the Paducah coverage area. So I believe probably 7:30, 7:45, maybe 8 o'clock, we will see a drop of our area under this watch. And I'm waiting for Lawrence County to, Lawrence, Crawford, and Richland to drop from this also. The main part for them is about to go through the Oblong area right now, about 15 minutes from Robinson and heading to the north. Newton has seen the big part of that storm go through, but nothing severe on that. And of all the alerts out right now, there's just one tornado warning, 13 severe thunderstorm warnings, 2 special marine warnings, 15 special weather statements, 6 flash flood warnings, and 7 things with tornado watch attached to it. So, and some of that flash flood watch stuff is in Canada. So, not that we're going to look into Canadian weather tonight.
Canadian bacon, yes, but not Canadian water, no.
I don't need to look and see what Environment Canada is doing tonight.
In the meantime, I'm going to hop off here. I got some things I got to do. I got a big trip coming up later on this week I got to prep up for. So, but thanks for having me on, Dustin. Appreciate it. And I said, I know you're going to have some information whenever the National Weather Service releases that info because, you know, this is an area that, again, us here locally know a lot about. We've traveled it multiple times. And so I'll be curious to see about the damage survey results. But I would say, if anything, I thought the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center, they were right on the money today.
Yeah, they did their job. And so far, I've not heard any casualties yet
Right.
of today's weather. That's good news.
Yes.
Obviously, it's still early.
Yes.
We're still gathering information, and it's going to be news gathering most of the night. So, Fairfield City Council meeting's been over for just a little bit. We had the retirement of a police officer tonight, so we'll have that information for you. There's going to be a lot drop onto mywaynecountynow.com in the next few hours. So, I'll be pecking away at the keyboard for quite a bit.
Also, the website's been fixed, and that's certainly good news. And
yes, you don't want to know how much time it's taken to get that done. That's been a project.
Yes.
And that's all I'm going to say is it's been a project.
But at least I was on there this morning, for example, just looking at news and seeing what was there, and saw how the changes to it a little bit, and can still take on more features and everything.
Oh, there will be a lot more things that are coming. It's just not quite there yet.
I understand that, but hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I have to leave, so I'm sorry, but I have to head out a little earlier than usual. But I want to say thanks very much for asking me to come over, and stay safe, everyone, and see you again for another severe weather coverage event, wherever that may be.
As it is 6:57 here at Wayne County now, I'm going to tell you what, we're going to go ahead and sign off at this point. We're done with warnings in our area. We're just waiting for the tornado watch to drop, but that should drop here at any point in time. For the latest local news, weather, and sports anytime, visit us at mywaynecountynow.com.